is up, everyone, and welcome back to Across the Board, sponsored by MoneyBall Metrics. You have your normal Friday team here today. You have myself, AlphaDog Bets, here with my guy, JD, from Line Movers, and Jefe from Jefe Picks. Jefe, we're going to start with you. How are you today, brother?
Loving it, living it, dreaming it. It's great. It's Friday. It's the first football Friday of the NFL season. I'm excited for 18 more days, 17 more of these.
I was going to say, we got even more than that when we get into the playoffs, but absolutely super pumped to dive into the slate. JD, over to you, brother. How are you today?
Doing good, man. That is, like, actually, as far as actually Jefe goes, man, he kind of got me going there. That's the best he has sounded to actually start a show.
Dude?
You're not gonna like how I start, how I sound towards the end.
Well, we'll see. We will see how that turns out.
So yeah, man, everything is doing good. Very excited to have a NFL show.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Well, gentlemen, we have a super packed show today. We have some new segments to debut as well. But before we do, we always go into our recap and talk about how we did the day prior. So, gentlemen, ready to go into our daily recap? Let's do it. Thursday recap on a Friday. Jay, how'd you do yesterday?
I had a really good day. Had an overall 5-1 day. Best bet on the show was that White Sox team total over 3.5. That was my big play of the day. That was my max play. That was a sweat-free winner there. I forgot how many runs they scored, but it was like 10 runs or something like that. A lot. So that was nice and easy. Felt like my read on the football game was just right. As far as actually both my props cashed, there's a nice sweat-free there. And yeah, I didn't have the side, but I kept telling y'all the Cowboys covered literally the entire game. That was never in doubt. So yeah, I definitely feel like that we had a good read, and even I feel like you had a good read too. That was a very weird game.
Yeah, I mean the weather delay is what fucked that bet. Let's be honest here. There has been 172 games that have had that many points in the first half. 172 games. That was the second one where you know how hard it is to get ramped up for a game. Then you have to take 15 minutes off at halftime. Then you got to get ramped up again. When they had to do that for a third time last night and had to do it over hour delay, both teams just came out flat. It became a defensive battle. The offenses both died once that happened. So pretty sure everyone knows there, if you were on either the Eagles team total, the full game over, the Cowboys team total, everything would have cashed. The Cowboys, I do believe, hit their team total, but all the overs would have cashed if the weather delay did not happen. So unfortunate there. But for me, I had a massive day, JD. I was very happy we hit that massive SGP. So let's get it rolling yet again. But before we start, we have a question before Parlay Prince. We also have not gone to Jefe yet, but Parlay Prince is asking before we start, JD, does Joker get a set against Alcaraz?
At like most, I really wanted to take Carlos there on the actual like -1.5 sets line. The line just got a little bit too juiced for me though. So I'm actually staying off. I do need to look at that again after the show to see what the juice is on that. But that's the only play that I was kind of seeing.
There we go. And footy, yes, it is a New York Red Bulls jersey I am rocking today. Jefe, over to you. How'd you do yesterday?
Yesterday was really good. I called Javonte Williams anytime touchdown. That hit pretty quickly. Ferguson came through for us late with his own 4 down Cowboys. Football was good to us in that way. Only thing, honestly, that I was missing was Ferguson anytime touchdown. Sad that didn't happen. In terms of everything else, we were also on the Yanks. They pulled out a big victory for us. And yeah, so solid start to the season.
Let's go. A big Thursday for the boys. We're carrying that over to a big Friday slate and a massive NFL Sunday for us as well. Gentlemen, we have a big show today. We have a lot of games that are going to be going over, and I'm sure people in the chat will want us to talk about a couple things as well. So let's not waste any more time. You guys ready to dive into the Sunday NFL slate?
Let's do it.
Before we dive into the Sunday NFL slate as well, don't worry. We are covering the Friday night football game today. That is going to be our final game of the day. So if you're a little confused, think you may have missed it, you have not. That is going to be our marquee time. We get into the first first game we're going to be covering today, which is going to be the New York Giants going into Washington and taking on the Commanders. The Commanders, 5.5-point favorites here with a total of 45.5. Jefe, only appropriate to start with you. We got the Giants, we got the Commies. 5.5-point spread. What do you like in this one?
Nothing. I'll be quite honest with you. Absolutely nothing. This is a game that I have nothing on. I have no idea what the Giants are basing the ball, and I'm a little bit worried about a regression start for Jaden Daniels and company. I think the Commanders are obviously the better team here. This line is moving back towards the Giants, which shows me that you got your sharps on the side of this is too many points, kind of like yesterday, but I can kind of see this going exactly like yesterday. Better team winning, just probably not covering. But as far as an official side, I'm laying off this. My only pick from this game is I think Austin Eckler will see the end zone. I like his anytime touchdown prop. I think the Giants are, solid defensively. That's definitely going to be their strong point. Their linebackers are exceptional in my opinion, and Dexter Lawrence is great on that line. They struggle in the secondary, that's no secret, but I do think that Eckler will find his way into the end zone as that pass catching back.
Yeah, I'll go in here next, guys. I'm all over the Giants on the plus 5.5. I love them this year. In my opinion, they do have a top 3 defensive line in the game. And I do think the Commanders are going to have a big regression year. They didn't do enough for me to make that next jump that they need to in year 2 of having Jaden Daniels back there. You take a look at this roster. They added some nice pieces. They added Laramie Tunsil. That was an absolutely massive add for them. They added Deebo Samuel as well. But let's be honest here. JD, I'll ask you this question. Do you think Deebo Samuel has anything left? Because he's looked awful in preseason. He's looked awful in workouts. He just doesn't look like the same guy who could take 80 tacklers on, break all the tackles, and grind out 8 to 10 yards. And what do you think about the Commanders going into this season?
I mean, yeah, he definitely does not look like that guy. I kind of hope he can be, but I'm definitely not sure if he actually will, though. The Commanders, kind of like Jefe was saying, I'm afraid of their offense kind of coming back to earth a little bit because actually last year, the offense just kept proving people wrong.
Yep.
Like, they just kept proving people wrong the entire season. And I'm very interested to see if that's going to, kind of still be the same or if that's going to, like I said, kind of like come like back to earth some here.
Yeah, definitely. And I do think they're going to regress this year. Speaking more about this Giants team, I know Jefe brought up their secondary, but the Giants spent a lot of money and a lot of capital in that secondary. Signing Paulson Adebo from the New Orleans Saints to a massive contract. He's now a top 5 paid cornerback in football, and he's looked absolutely fantastic. It's also signed Javon Holland, a safety, who's a very high-level safety as well. So this defense has a lot to prove for the Giants. They were very bad last year, and I also believe they have a very bad defensive coordinator in Shane Bowen. But outside of that, the Giants' offense should be significantly better. The offensive line looks significantly better. And looking at the practice reports here, there's one name everyone is looking for, and that's Andrew Thomas, the left tackle for the New York Giants. He has practiced today. If he is able to play on Sunday, that is a game-changing lineman for this team. If the Giants do not have Andrew Thomas, they have to roll James Hudson out there. And if anybody knows who James Hudson is, the swing tackle, he has looked like a disaster. In his entire career, he's very fast. He's got a good lineman body, but he's never put it together. My big thing on this game is I would wait to see if Andrew Thomas is officially playing. If Andrew Thomas is officially playing, take the Giants. The under, a comment from Benjamin here. I also think the under is a great play in this game, JD. I think the Giants' defense, like I've been alluding to, is significantly better than they were last year. Significantly better. And the Giants' offense, it may take them a game or two to get into the full swing of things. They have a lot of new pieces. So the under 45.5 for me is definitely in play. But I would take the Giants yet again if Andrew Thomas is playing. So keep your eye out for that. If he does not play, I will take the under in this game. All right, JD. Let's look at some props for this game. And we are very excited to announce a few things.
Do you want me to actually tell you about the game first? Or Okay.
I would like that.
Kind of like you were saying, Alpha. As far as the Giants defense goes, I mean, like, everybody should know that actually this is a very solid group, especially that front line. I mean, is very, very good actually group here. Just like you said, also as far as the offense, though, that is where my questions are. And as far as the Commanders go, we have already talked about them. As far as their offense, especially, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to just kind of keep it up here. To be really quick on it, I'm not sure if I'm lower on the Giants than actually most here, because as far as my Commanders numbers, I really feel like are on as far as where the market is. So I must be lower on the Giants than most because I make this number 7.8. I'm not comfortable with actually this actually week. If this was going to be an actual teaser piece, but now the line has moved down, so this would be more of an actual more of a parlay piece. But now I have a game. I mean, I have games this week that I really like, so more than likely I'm actually just going to stay off here.
Understood that. Yeah, I do think you. Do you take into account that it's a divisional game? That these two teams have seen each other? The Giants saw Jaden Daniels twice this year. To me, that's a big way at a 5.5. I do think that plays a big part, that these two teams are very familiar with each other. And if you know the history of the New York Giants and the Washington Commanders or Redskins, whatever the hell you want to call them, these two teams usually split every year. Doesn't matter how bad Washington is. Doesn't matter how bad New York is. These teams usually finish every single season with a 1-1 split in terms of the two games they play each other. Do you take that into account when handicapping a game like this?
Yeah, for like sure. And I think is because they are an actual divisional dog in week 1. I know that's a big trend that people actually like to bet on. So I feel like that has a lot to do with the line moving down also here.
Absolutely.
But that was a question that, I meant to bring up to y'all. There are so many divisional games this week. What do y'all think of having all these divisional games in week 1?
I mean, at least I can only speak about the Giants because I'm used to it every year. The Giants play Dallas, what seems like you know that as well. Feels like the Giants and the Cowboys play opening week every other year. It's just how it happens in the NFL. I'm not a huge fan of it, to be honest with you. I don't think they should have games of this magnitude. In week 1, they should let these teams kind of get their feet under them. But when you play so many games in the season against your divisional opponents, I understand why they do get them in early as well.
Yeah, definitely. I am actually feeling the same way. I'm definitely not a big fan of it. But, I mean, it's just part of the game, though. So.
100%. Well, JD, I think it's about that time we debut something new on this show.
Dude.
Let's pull.
We're gonna start talking about the Hall of Fame app, HOF. We kind of teased this a little bit yesterday, but now here we officially are. Guys, as far as finding plays, as far as finding props, as far as any stats you could ever think of, stats, trends, everything like that. This site is great. I've actually been having a lot of fun here. So there's a lot to this site. So we're going to be kind of going over it in kind of like little chunks, actually, like as we go. So did you want to let's look at the first game?
Yep. Let's take a look at the Giants Commanders and see what the HOF app is suggesting for the best props in this game. What are the best edges in this game that we can find?
So you can. So we're going to go over to the actual leaderboards tab here. Then we're going to go over and filter for the Giants.
There we go. I see Malik Neighbors down there.
Here. So so this is for receiving yards. So here you can filter out a ton of stuff between anytime touchdowns, receptions, yards. You can do anything. Is there a certain one that actually you would like to do?
Yeah, let's look at anytime touchdowns. That's a big thing for week 1. I love to do a bunch of anytime touchdown parlays. I'm sure our viewers love anytime touchdown parlays. So let's see what the best edge is here. And the first one is exactly what I would have expected, which is Terry McLaurin. JD, I don't know if you remember in the playoffs last year, but Terry was the best receiver up until the Super Bowl when they didn't make it. He was scoring touchdowns in every single game. And you could see the hit rate here. JD, you want to go over the hit rates and see where you can get the best odds for each one of these plays?
for sure. So, out of the last 20 games, he's actually scored a touchdown and actually 12 of those. So that is a 60% hit rate. And you can get odds currently here at DraftKings at plus 130. So I mean, like, that's definitely a good edge there. And then as far as the matchup section, as everybody can see here, that's what I really like. So as far as the matchup, this grades out as an actual C, which isn't bad. It's actually definitely not the very best. But yeah, that one, especially at that price, I think is definitely a good one there. And you can change this for last 10 games. We are going back the full season though.
Yep, I think that's the best way to look at it, to get a full calendar view.
And yeah, as far as touchdowns, you can make this go for actually like 2. And actually, like he's done that actually 4 times.
Yeah.
So actually 4, actually 2 plus at actually ESPN bet, you can actually currently get a plus 1,200 there. So like I said, you can change these for so many different things here. So
Absolutely. And guys, if you know me, you know I love my 2 touchdown bets. So we're going to build a couple of those today. So keep look at what you're seeing. Some of these names we'll probably bring back at the end of the show and talk about why we've made them into a SGP with 2 touchdowns. You guys know that's my favorite way to do same game players props is through the 2-time touchdown parlays. I absolutely love that. All right. Let's move on to the second game of the day. The second game we're going to be breaking down is going to be the Detroit Lions going to Green Bay and taking on the Micah Parsons Packers. The line here is the Packers favored by 2.5 with a total of 47.5. Jefe, we're going to start with you. What do you like in this game? You're muted, by the way. You're muted.
Nothing. This game is the toughest game to look at on the damn schedule. I don't think Micah Parsons is going to end up going. I don't know why the hell you would risk $47 million for 1 week, for one game. Let the guy get a little get himself ready, get himself together, and maybe learn a little bit more of the schemes, especially since he's going to be the mic down. Lions, I think, are in for adjustment, but I don't think it's going to be that big of an adjustment. I think the Lions are still really good. Last time I checked, they still got David Montgomery and Jamar Gibbs in the back. They still got Amon-Ra St. Brown on one side, and I think everybody and their mama is expecting a big year from Jameson Williams. And that's not even that. We haven't even mentioned Laporta, and we haven't even mentioned the fact that Aiden Hutchinson will be back on that defensive line, healthy, ready to go, and that is huge. Off the top of my head, I cannot think of who they added on defense via free agency. I'm blanking out, but
for the Lions,
I know they added some players in free agency. I'm just really blanking out right now.
The big signing they had was DJ Reed from the Jets, one of the top tier cornerbacks in the market.
And if you remember last year, the name of the game for the Lions was, we'll give up points. We'll just end up scoring more than you.
Yep.
I don't know if that's going to be the game plan. I actually think they're going to move more to we're going to run the ball in so many different ways with Montgomery and Gibbs. We're going to force you to load that box up, and then 3, 4, 5 times a game, we're going to take a shot at Jameson or Amon-Ra St. Brown. So I think you're going to see less scoring in these games. With that being said, when I look at this game, I'm not going to take a side. I'm looking at a total here, and as crazy as this might sound, I'm looking at the under. I think with a new offense coordinator, Lions not going to be so fast-paced. Packers, not a lot of changes on that offense. Yeah, they drafted a Matthew Golden, but I don't think that's a humongous change. I think both these teams are going to be looking to do the same thing: ground and pound the ball and win the time of possession. Will there be points scored? Absolutely. These quarterbacks are talented, but I'm going to go with the under.
I respect it. And yeah, there weren't a ton of deals that the Packers made on the offensive side. The big name they brought in was Mecole Hardman to a 1-year, $1.5 million. That is their highlighted offensive addition. So I agree with you. Not a huge offensive addition. But one thing, Jefe, I wanted to ask you. The Lions have 2 new coordinators. We all know the story. Ben Johnson over to the Bears, Aaron Glenn over to the Jets. Do you take into account that for game 1, that they have a completely new coaching staff? Besides the head coach, both coordinators are gone. Do you think it's going to take a little time for this Lions team to get used to the new styles of play, because when you get a new coordinator, everything changes on that side of the ball. And they have new coordinators on both sides of the ball. So what do you think there?
I mean, I hope not, because they've had all offseason to prep for this. But if we saw one thing last night in the opening game, football is pretty sloppy to start off the year. And we saw that really heavily in the first half, where I'm pretty sure the Cowboys didn't play a single snap of defense in the first half. I don't even think a paw was on Jalen Hurts' back at any time. And on the opposite side, you saw an Eagles defense that was supposed to be stout absolutely getting shredded by Dak Prescott, quite frankly, in the first half at least. And then
what was the one thing that stood out to you there, by the way? We didn't talk about that. I do have to say, there's one player on the Eagles secondary that got, I think, targeted 15 times. There were like 14 catches. Adoree wasn't even in the same island.
Legitimately, if I'm going to say this, we would be talking about this way more if CeeDee Lamb makes one catch that he probably makes 99 out of 100 times. Yep. And the second catch, which it was a hard, don't get me twisted, that second catch. That's a really tough catch.
Yep.
But the question is, do I expect a top 3 wide receiver in the NFL to make that catch in that situation?
Absolutely.
I kind of do, but I can't get on him. That's a really tough catch. The first one, brother, aren't you?
You got to catch that
like
ball.
$30 million a year. You got to make that catch.
You got to catch
that was
that
a perfect ball. I'm sorry. The second one, the lob, he had the full extension dive. I get it. That would have been a holy crap catch. First one, you got to make it. You got to make it. You got to make it. And if he makes it, we're talking about Adoree Jackson and possibly the Cowboys today, and possibly the Eagles today, in a way different life. And Jordan Davis today in a way different life.
I mean, Joe, this is such an easy comment to make today. Like, it's very easy to say he has questionable hands when he dropped the ball all night after the first game. I think that, it's easy to say that. I do think he's pretty sure-handed. I think it was a one-off game for him. One thing I will say, though, about that Eagles secondary and everything with Adoree Jackson, they have to be making calls right now. They have to be scouring the free agent market. There is not a chance in hell they can continue putting. It's not like they had many guys hurt in that secondary either. That's their guy. That's who they're going to rely on.
Can I be honest with you? How many points did the Cowboys score in the second half?
Nobody scored in the second half because after the weather delay, nobody did. But the first half told you everything you needed to know.
I understand that, but I'm saying adjustments were made in the second half, obviously.
I mean, I think it was more the weather delay than the adjustments. Neither team could move the ball. Both teams came out flat.
Yes, both teams definitely came out flat, but defense was definitely the name of the game in the second half. Yes, those 2 plays that I just isolated in that last drive there, that's obviously an anomaly and should have been caught. Excuse me.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. Adoree Jackson was pitiful last night. And I bring it back to what we're talking about here with new coordinators. I expect most of the league to have sloppy play this week. I think you're going to be in for situations where some games are going to have a ton of points because the defense is going to be sloppy. Some teams are going to have no points because the offense is going to be sloppy. It's all going to be about, I think, play calling and styles. I think the teams are going to be run heavy to start the game, going to put up points flat out. I think the teams are going to take some shots like the Cowboys did and get some good penalties, like Dak did on that play in the first half to Pickens, where Quinton Mitchell literally just decided to never turn around once and play the ball, and then that led to the second touchdown. Stuff like that is going to play really well. Heady quarterbacks like that are going to play well.
I agree with you. And I definitely, so my picks on this game, then we'll go over to JD. I lean Green Bay. If I were to have to pick a winner of this game, I would take Green Bay at home, but I'm playing it the exact same way you are. I'm playing the under here. I'm playing a defensive game. I think this one will be comfortably under the 47.5 the line is currently at. I think both defense will play significantly better than we saw them play last year. The Lions had a massive upgrade to their defense this offseason, and that's just by getting Aiden Hutchinson back. One of the best defensive linemen in the game, getting him back into the mix. Also, I think this team is going to be a little more defensive focused this year. I don't think they're going to try and just score 60 points a game to beat teams 60 to 50. I think they're going to try and play a more complete style of football with the new coordinators they have.
Before we move, before we go to JD, I just want to forget. I don't want to forget to say, Jalen Carter, guys, watch out. He's probably going to get suspended. Because he's a moron. Let's not even get into that. I've never seen a more moronic thing happen. But the Eagles play the Chiefs next week. And we saw Javonte Williams look like prime Priest Holmes last night against what a name drop against a Eagles line that, quite frankly, had nobody other than Carter ready to play. Yeah, I know Joey got spit on first.
He didn't really, though. Dak just spit at the ground. He just spit at the ground.
Dak just literally spit. Jalen Carter
walked to his face and spit on him.
The ref is right here. You're begging the ref on national television when everybody's watching the first play of the NFL season to just be like, we'll let it go.
Right. JD, over to you.
Yeah.
Do you want me to talk about the Dak and Jalen Carter stuff, or do you want me to talk about the game?
You know what the beauty of this show is, JD? You can talk about whatever the fuck you want to talk about.
Also, talk about the taunting. There was one taunting call yesterday, right? And NFL made it a thing to say, we're going to be calling the taunting. And I heard this statement said today that all refs before this first week of games are going to go into the locker rooms and tell the teams, guys, this is a point of emphasis.
Yes, I heard that as well.
Do this. And that dumb mofo, less than one quarter into the game, did exactly what the refs told him.
You mean on the first play?
No. That wasn't Jalen Carter.
No.
Oh, they're talking about the Carter spit. Oh, the taunting penalty. Gotcha.
No, that's what I'm talking about. Like, so I heard today on the radio driving to work that the NFL refs are telling the NFL told all the refs go to every single locker room, both teams, on this week one, and emphasize that it's a new rule. We are looking at taunting. Do not stand over a player after you tackle him or make a play. You could do all, the stupid shit that they do first down or tackle. Just do it over a player. I think it's ridiculous that an Eagles player did that in like the first quarter after being told that, yeah, Joe, it is no fun. It sucks. But it's like being told don't wear a red hat, and then the second that the person turns around, they put on a red hat. Like, obviously you're going to get penalized. I just thought it was dumb. Look out for that this weekend, especially with players that are susceptible to that stuff.
Chippy players, we'll call them. JD, over to you.
Yeah. Well, as far as Dak, I just have to mention this. Dak looked great.
He looked great. He was the second best player on the field last night after Jalen Hurts.
Definitely. This is going to be interesting. Cowboys games look like they're going to be over games because they're going to put up points, but they're going to allow points.
Yeah.
So just a little to it. But yeah, I just had to say that because Dak really did look good.
He was phenomenal.
Yeah. So, but anyway, going to the Lions-Packers game here, y'all have already both made some really good points here. I've already talked about it a bit over the past week or so. I'm not as high on the Packers as most people are. I don't think just getting Parsons is just, that just makes them some great team. If the Packers do have a better season this year, I think that's because of Jordan Love. And actually, that's what I'm going to put that actually on here. I am showing value on the Lions side here, as you could probably tell. But what both of you have already brought up is the changes, especially to the OC. That's the only reason why I'm not betting them here. Because I am showing value here. As a matter of fact, if this would ever get to a +3, then I actually would bet the Lions. I just don't think we ever see a 3.
I don't either.
But if it ever does, just as you know, I am going to bet that. But I really do not think it actually gets there. But yeah, I'm staying off just because of that reason, specifically just in this week one, because I don't think we're going to see Lions at their very best here. They're probably going to be a little bit slow. And as far as the under, like y'all are saying, I can definitely see why you guys like that. And that is definitely how actually I would have to lean.
100%.
If as far as teasers, if you're into teasers, the Lions are actually probably a really good piece there. So
I don't mind that. I think it's going to be a lower scoring game, which means a closer final.
But for me, there's it, man.
Do you have any props in this game? This one I do not have any on. So do you?
I'm going to do something really quick here.
Let's do it.
Just to show a few actually running back props here. This is for an actual anytime touchdown. This is actually just to get one. We have Gibbs over his last 18 games. He has actually hit this in 14 games, 78%. And you can get that at FanDuel at minus 115.
I love that. I love that.
That's something I think I have to add to my card.
I absolutely love that. Only minus 115 for Gibbs to score rushing any type of touchdown anytime.
Yep. That to me, like I just had to share that because I just
100%.
Great. Yeah.
That will be on my card as well, to be honest with you guys. So make sure you guys check out HOF. We have a phenomenal promo to give you guys later where you're going to get a free trial to check all this stuff out. So make sure you guys stay tuned. We'll get you all of that information. JD, ready to move on to the third game of the day, which is going to be the best game of the weekend.
I was about to say, this is my favorite game. So
we have the Baltimore Ravens going into Buffalo and taking on Jefe's Bills. Ravens, slight favorite here, minus 1.5 point line. Total, 50.5, extremely high total. And we have a matchup between last year's MVP and the runner-up for MVP and Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. Guys, this is the type of game you dream of in week one. I know you said you don't like, we don't always love big divisional games, but I love this one. This is one I'm definitely pumped to watch. And Jefe, we have to start with you. What do you like in this game?
What do I like in this game?
Are you going to say nothing for the third straight?
Guys, here's the thing. Honestly, I find it disrespectful that the Ravens are our favorite here. The Buffalo Bills have proven that they can beat the Ravens when it absolutely matters. Okay, I get it. Mark Andrews did drop a ball that would have probably won them the game, but thus is life, baby. Let me tell you about three constants, okay? Taxes, death, James Cook anytime touchdowns.
Okay.
Okay? That's how that works. If the Bills are going to win this game, and the Bills are going to be the Bills this season, which I think they are, just because, A, they have a cupcake schedule literally after this week. Them and the 49ers legitimately play nobody all year long. This is a tough one, though, for the Bills for sure. The Ravens have revenge on their mind. It was the last game that they played, was in this exact stadium. I'm sure Mark Andrews has already walked in that damn little spot that he's dropped that ball over 1,000 times.
You're right.
Since he's arrived in Buffalo. But I also think Buffalo is, I hate to say this, like, guy, I think it's Buffalo's year. Last year at the stadium, I just think this is it. I know they didn't add anybody big in free agency. I mean, you could say what you want about Joey Bosa. I think he's a little bit older. I don't think he's going to make that much of a difference.
I agree. I don't think so either.
But I also think that the Bills players that they had, just getting them healthy, that was more important than anything. And everybody's healthy right now. It's week one. On the offensive side, Josh Palmer doesn't move anything.
Nothing for me either.
I do think Keon Coleman does get a little bit better.
Can't get worse.
I say a little bit because he can't get worse. But also, guys, just like Tom Brady, didn't matter who his wide receivers are. Just like Patrick Mahomes, don't matter who their wide receivers are. Josh Allen is one of 3, maybe 4 quarterbacks in the league that the second they step on the field, everybody around them gets better. And there's absolutely no way you could argue that.
I agree.
Okay? He, in my opinion, and we just saw Jalen Hurts put on a mobile clinic yesterday, and we all know who Lamar Jackson is. But in my opinion, I think Josh Allen's the best mobile quarterback in the NFL. Not because of his speed, not because of his elusiveness, just because of his goddamn sheer strength. David, that's cute. Don't care.
But by the way, David also is agreeing with you that the Bills are the play, and he also said that it's the Bills' year. If you didn't see the last one that I put up,
it is the Bills' year. Thank you. Sorry, I take that back. I love you. So I'm obviously very protective of the Bills.
Jefe, you taking the bait here? Do you see this taking the bait?
No, Bolt.
I know what I was saying. If it would get you on your bait trend again.
All right. So here's the thing. My plays for this game. I'm taking the Bills money line. I would even take Josh Allen anytime touchdown because I do think that's kind of going to be the game plan of the whole year. But I also think James Cook has to do what James Cook did last year for them to be offensively productive. Because if James Cook is not running the ball like he did last year, on his lines, not creating the lanes, and he's not scoring all those touchdowns, the wide receivers are not getting one-on-ones. And Khalil Shakir, who's an absolute route-running god, is not going to catch balls over the top of anybody. Keon Coleman proved to us nothing last year. He needs to prove everything. And like I mentioned to you, Palmer really isn't anything. I also want to say, we're not talking about Dalton Kincaid enough. He was a first-round pick a couple years back. And
Kincaid?
Yeah.
We're talking about Kincaid?
Oh, yeah, Dalton Kincaid. He needs to
I know who he is.
He needs to show up. Other than that, I think Lamar, is obviously one of the best players in the league. And the Ravens defense is great. I love Kyle Hamilton. I literally love him.
Yeah.
But you know who doesn't impress me? Anybody freaking else not named Derrick Henry or Lamar Jackson on that offense.
Well, see, I kind of feel the opposite of you in terms of when talking about the Bills. So last year I was very high on the Bills train. I thought last year was the Bills' opportunity.
Do me a favor. Stay on the Giants train, please.
I don't
Never
think the Giants are winning it either.
Stay for every single stop on that train, baby. You're going to be a per fanboy in no time.
Let's take a look at this offense. Outside of Josh Allen, they have James Cook at running back, fantastic running back. You look at their receiver room, and it's just not enough, including their tight end room. Khalil Shakir, Elijah Moore, Keon Coleman, and Curtis Samuel. And then you add in now Josh Palmer. That's not enough. That's not enough out of the AFC. They don't have a good enough defense to keep teams from scoring for them to be a championship contender, in my opinion.
Guys, it's the same team that made the AFC championship last year. What are you guys on crack?
They don't have enough on the offense. They didn't have enough on the offense last year either. Josh Allen had to do everything, and it's not possible for him to play better than he did last year. It's not possible for him to do even more than what he did. The best they can hope for is for him to do exactly what they did last year. And they wouldn't have won it, and they lost to a team that got blown out in the Super Bowl. So who knows how they would have looked in that game. To me, their offense doesn't have enough weapons. They just do not. Dalton Kincaid has been an absolute bust. For a first-round tight end, he's been an absolute disaster. Dawson Knox is a better player.
Do me a favor. Skip to the part where you take the Ravens on the money line, and let's keep this shit moving.
I am on the Ravens on the money line. That is my play on this game. But even bigger, I love some SGP touchdown props from this game. There's a couple 2-touchdown guys I'm absolutely going to be taking. One of them is going to be Josh Allen. He's going to need to be the guy. Can you just stop talking so I can get my plays out? That would be fantastic. So we're going to do this real quick. We're going to put Jefe on mute. And I'm going to go over my pick now. So, 2-touchdown parlay here. I am going to be taking Josh Allen at plus 700 as the first leg. When they get near the goal line, he's the guy. They do their own version of a tush push. It's not the same, but he's the guy that's able to get in by doing his little jump, by doing those little QB sneaks early. I do think he finds the end zone twice. The guy who I think is going to score twice for the Ravens is going to be Derrick Henry. The Buffalo Bills defensive line, they added Bosa. Not enough for me. Not a great run-stopping team last year either. So I do think Derrick Henry will find the end zone twice in this game. So you can currently get that SGP because those are the two legs that I am playing. It's going to be a $10 SGP. I'm going to have several $10 SGPs across the week. But that SGP, you can currently get $10 to win $330. That's exactly what I am playing here. There are other guys that I like in this game as well. I think Lamar Jackson's going to find the end zone rushing. I don't think the Bills' defensive front's going to be able to keep him in the pocket. And when Josh Allen runs in the end zone twice, Lamar's going to want to get a rushing touchdown too. So I'm also playing Lamar Jackson anytime rushing. You can currently get his 1 touchdown here. Let me pull it up. It's some decent odds at plus 200. So that's a plus 200 anytime touchdown. I do think we will see Lamar find the end zone. And Thomas, I appreciate the compliments on the analysis. JD, over to you. What do you got?
Guys, as far as the Bills, if you've watched this show for the past year, you know that I bet the Bills a lot this past year, and not necessarily betting them straight up, but with their team total overs and stuff like that. Matter of fact, I played that a lot this past year. Was the Bills team total over? Josh Allen, love him. You can't see it, but I have a signed Josh Allen thing, literally like right here. Love him. Saying all that, the Ravens are the best team in the NFL. To me, it's simple as that. They are the best team. It's now this year in a playoff game, in these big games, can they actually make the plays? Because to me, from just top to bottom, roster-wise, they are the best team.
So what would you take right now if this was a playoff game? So I'm only taking this because it's regular season. If this was a playoff game, I would take the Bills. I'm going to say that right now. They've proven it to me every year. But regular season is when the Ravens do great, right? So do you take that into your analysis when it's only week 1 picking this kind of game?
I mean, there's a big difference there between as far as because I actually like the health of these teams.
That's very true.
It's two very different things from now until that much later in the year. So a lot depends on actually that. But no, as far as – and that's another thing. As far as the Ravens or as far as the Bills, guys, to me, what is going to hold them back, I think, is their defense. And I think versus this week versus this Ravens offense, I think they're going to have a very tough time. I do think the Ravens are going to be able to score plenty of points here. The Ravens game is tough to stop as far as their offense, because their run game is so good.
Yes.
So I mean, if you try to bring guys up to the box, then just Lamar is then just going to beat you actually with his arm. So I mean, like, it doesn't really matter what you try to do; like, they can actually beat you in some way. And that's one of the reasons why this team is so good. And as far as their defense, we all know. I mean, like, that's a very solid crew there.
Absolutely.
So here another big thing for me here is the preseason. The Ravens went back this year to taking the preseason serious. So almost all of these guys have had reps, and they all look good also. So that's another key thing for me going into this week 1 game. I think the Ravens are ready to go. They're going to come out here. I actually particularly do not think this game is that close. I'm actually going to be taking alt spreads here, up to -9. So
wow, -9. That's a big alt spread. All right, all right. Well, you want to go to our...
And one other thing before we hit our last game, there was some props that you were saying, and actually one that actually Jefe said, and that's a James Cook touchdown. Over the past 19 games, James Cook has actually scored 14 times. That's 74%. You can currently get his anytime touchdown at DraftKings at +105.
And the matchup thing on here gives you a good indication of what they think's what's gonna happen in this game. They're giving the matchup for the Ravens offensive rushing attack a B-, and they're giving the Buffalo rushing attack against the Ravens defense a D+. So that is telling you right now that they expect the Ravens to be able to run the ball in this game, and they do not expect the Buffalo Bills to be able to run the ball in this game.
And then anytime touchdown. There we go. As far as the quarterbacks go, there shows you for them too.
So here. 2 guys I am on. We love to see that.
Yeah. So anyway, just wanted to bring that up really quick. All right. There, of course.
Well, then let's move into tonight's game. We have the Friday night game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the LA Chargers. This is an interesting one, guys. The Chiefs are only favored by 3 points, but the Chargers were great against the spread last year. They had a very strong defense. Jefe, we're going to start with you. We got the Chargers. We got the Chiefs. What do you like in this game?
I hate these stupid Friday night YouTube games.
By the way, you're looking to find out how to watch it too, right? I've gotten so many texts today like, wait, we just go to YouTube and the game will be on there. How do we go about watching this fucking game? Seems like that's the theme of today.
I hate everything. I hate everything about this game. I understand why we're doing it, but I hate it. The elongated concert at halftime should literally be only for the Super Bowl, not the Friday night kickoff.
They have a long halftime for this?
Yeah, Karol G's performing at halftime. It's a big deal in Brazil. I mean, I'm not even being facetious. She is like a superstar in Brazil. Karol
I would
G.
assume that usually
this game is in Sao Paulo, but none of that really matters to me. Here's the number one thing that matters to me. This grass is meant for football, not football. And that's what happened last year, if you guys remember. It wasn't in Sao Paulo, but pretty sure the game was in Brazil.
Yeah, it's definitely a Brazil.
Rio de Janeiro. It was in Rio de Janeiro.
Right. That's right.
So, and if you guys remember, that field was horrible.
It was brutal.
Didn't Jordan Love get hurt? It was Pat Eagles.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm worried. I'm worried that one of our poster boys gets hurt. I mean, obviously, the NFL is not going to let Patrick Mahomes get hurt in this one, or else that would absolutely suck for him.
Bro, what? I mean, I don't think you can control it.
Oh, yeah, you can. Come on. Okay. It's too much money. I'm not a conspiracy theorist on most, but I am a conspiracy theorist on big conglomerates losing a lot of money. And the Chiefs has way too many primetime games for them to let.
This is a question for Jefe from Red Hot Take. What is the difference in the grass between Sao Paulo and where'd they play last year? Rio, I'm assuming is what that answer is.
Oh, I have no idea what differences between the grass between those two. But
as far as the
grass over there and at home, that's meant for football as in soccer, while here it's more for football as in football. It's a difference between
a lot of it's turf here.
AstroTurf.
Yeah.
And it's a difference between dirt and those little black
Yes,
beads or whatever you want to
AstroTurf,
call
that's
them,
what it is.
AstroTurf. That's the difference, right? In the NFL, the AstroTurf is meant for the spikes not to get caught, while in soccer, where the spikes are way shorter, right? You could run on real grass and then not go into the mud, the dirt, whatever.
Yeah.
When in football, where the spikes are longer and you get into the dirt, that's how you tear damn ACL.
Yep.
That's
a
how
great.
your leg,
By the way,
that's
that
how
was
your
your
leg
best
goes
breakdown of the day. That was your
you.
best breakdown of the day.
Thank you. I don't know why
And
I know
also-
so much about grass.
That was very good.
And also, just want to jump in here as far as the field, because that was, as far as my breakdown of the game, that was a big part of this
Mhm.
also. But as far as the field, the grass is not the difference. I mean, it's still grass, but the difference is that, like Jefe was saying, this is a soccer field. And from what I understand from the research I've done, this is a very heavily played on soccer field.
Oh, see, I don't know that. I have no idea. Is this
So-
like Brazil's national team's stadium?
It's Sao Paulo's official stadium. They have a soccer team
Yeah.
in Sao Paulo. That's in the Brazilian first
So
division.
that's what the problem is as far as the soccer cleats, like what they were both just talking about, it's just a more heavily played on field. And actually, that's why last year it was so messed up. So hopefully this year it's not the same. Hopefully it's a little bit better field, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see and find out there. So JD, what do you like
So-
in this game?
Well, I never even gave a play. I just spent 30 minutes talking about grass.
We're going back to Jefe. Jefe, we
Okay.
need how many inches thick is the grass going to be? Your prediction and your bet on over under 2.5 inches.
I in my line of work, I always go under the prediction on inches.
Good.
But in this game, guys, I hate to just be boring. I think it's under. I think this is an under. I think it's under. I really do. I think that Harbaugh's game plan is going to be Harbaugh's game plan, no matter if it's with the 49ers, Michigan, or the Chargers. Run the ball until there is no situation left to run the ball. Just keep on running it forever and ever and ever and ever. On the opposite side, case the Chiefs, I don't know what to. Are we just going to continue to just keep expecting the same thing over and over and over again? I don't know, but I'm not going to go out and fade Patrick Mahomes in game one. Not going to do it. Not that dumb.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
So I'm taking the under.
I hate that I let you go first because I thought I would be the only one in the under in this game. I absolutely love the under. I don't care if it's boring, Jefe. I want to win money. I don't give a shit. If
By
it's a
the way,
boring
speaking
play.
of under, how the hell did yesterday's game go under is unbelievable.
What we talked about at the beginning of the show is all because of the weather. 172 games have had that many points at halftime, and 171 of those went over. There was one game in history that had that many points after halftime.
Wow, that's
It was the delay. So with that stat, you could pretty much understand that one was fully based on a lightning delay. But back over to this game, I think we see a super under. Not even like a close to going over here. I think a lot of people will take the over. They see the Chiefs. It's a little bit lower of a total for a Chiefs game. You're seeing 46.5 to 47.5. Right now it's at 47.5. But for me, I think that's absolutely the right play. Now, this one I still think has points. I don't think it's going to go over, but I do think this one hits the high 30s. So there are ways we could still make money on props in this game as well. Yet again, like I said, I think there still will be some scoring, but I do not think this is going to go all the way up near 50. I think it's just marked up way too high. And the public is on the over in this game. It's right now looking like 68% is on the over, which I think is the incorrect side. I want to be on the side that has the lower percentage. So, Jefe, what were you going to say there?
I just want to give my prop. I'm so sorry. I got so caught up. I have a prop, and it's very random. I know Marion Hampton got named the starter, but if I've seen enough Jim Harbaugh games, I know he's getting his big old hog molly of a running back with possibly 1.5 eyes right now into that running back slot. When he's going to be in the red zone, as I believe he will be, he'll run to the offside of Chris Jones, and Najee Harris will find himself into the end zone tonight. Anytime touchdown for him.
Do you have high expectations for Najee on this team?
Absolutely not.
I think he's going to be dog
just
shit.
Like another random fact, I think Javonte Williams just played his best game as a Cowboy that he will play all year long in week one, and his touchdown props will go through the roof next week, and he will score none.
I like that take. I will apps up. Big news in this game. Big news. Chargers have now added. That's correct. Chargers have added starting guard Mekhi Becton as a late addition to the injury report. He has come down with an illness in Brazil. Usually,
Oh.
historically, when a
Oh,
player
I know
gets
what it is.
added to the injury list who hasn't been on it previously due to an illness, he doesn't play. So I'm thinking right now, Mekhi Becton's going to be out, and that's an absolutely massive loss for this Chargers team tonight. Going up against that defensive front of the Chiefs, they need to be fully loaded. If they have a sickness going around the locker room, that's not just going to be affecting Mekhi Becton, especially with the other linemen. There could be some guys playing a little bit under the weather. So, JD, I'm going to go over to you. What do you do with that news? Is that something you're going to take into account when going through this? Because losing Mekhi Becton would be massive. And let's be honest right now, the Eagles lost Mekhi Becton. How did that offensive line look last night? He was a really big piece for them. A really big piece for them.
We are way too early in the NFL season to be making Mekhi Becton this important.
Yeah, if it wasn't the Chargers, and this type of game of this magnitude, but I do think this would be a huge loss, and also could be other players that are not 100% tonight. JD,
it's giving food poisoning, by the way.
JD,
as far as the play that I'm actually going towards here, that's going to have nothing to really do with that. The field, we've already gone over all that stuff. Everybody knows last year this Chiefs offense, it just didn't click. Like literally the entire year. If you watch the show once again last year, you know that I bet against the Chiefs a lot because they were not covering spreads. I forgot what they finished with the last season, but it was bad. I mean, insanely bad. They won so many one-score games. They fell on the right side of. It was just nuts.
How about the games that they should have lost that they won? The Raiders game comes into my mind, missed field goal. Little Broncos game also missed field.
Should have won that one as well.
One of those games was a crazy fumble to set up the field goal like they played before. One of them was a missed field goal. Those are the two that's coming on my mind.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Ton of them. Well, anyway, guys, this season, I think this Chiefs offense, I think we see a much better season from actually them here. As far as in the preseason, we have seen them. They are one of the teams that actually played them all in actually preseason, and they look great. So this is another one of those scenarios where in actually week one, they've already been on a field. They already know what's going on. They know what they have. To me, this total does seem a little bit low as far as the Chiefs team total. You can get the Chiefs team total at actually 24 and 24 and a half points. And I think that they get to 27 here. So that's going to be where I go here. The Chiefs also actually made the flight down there first. So they have been there for actually some extra time. There's something that actually we always like. So for me, this is really more of just actually like a numbers play here. And just I think this Chiefs offense is going to get out there and go week one, because you can also look at it as what have the Chiefs not done? Or as far as like most of this team, they've won a Super Bowl. They, you know what I'm saying? They've done all things. What's the thing that they haven't done?
Won in Brazil, maybe? Have they won in Brazil?
They haven't gone to Brazil. They haven't actually left the country like this and actually won a big, standalone game like this. So it just seems like a spot where they will actually get up for, especially it being the first game of the season. There is one prop I like in this game. It is a touchdown prop for the Chargers, but it is with the running back that can definitely see out of both eyes.
I like that.
As far as actually Hampton, you can get him at an anytime touchdown score at plus 175. I think that number's nuts.
And
that one's off.
And you know what this is reminding me?
Last night.
Well, no, actually you did. I think you did learn, because Jim Harbaugh, as of 20 minutes ago, this just came out, he accidentally leaked that the starter in this game is not going to be Najee Harris. It's going to be Omari Hampton. There's 50 articles that just came out. Nope, that just came out this morning, where they said he did leak it out in this morning's press conference. That he said Najee's going to get a lot of carries yesterday, which made people a little hesitant on Hampton. But this morning he did leak out that Omari Hampton is going to be the team's number one going into tonight's game. What did we hear last night? 10 minutes before opening kickoff, we got an alert. I believe it was from Adam Schefter that said the running back battle at the Cowboys, who was going to be the starter? And it was Javonte Williams. And what happened? Javonte went off. He got the bulk of the carries and was the main guy. We just kind of got similar news here, JD, that Omarion Hampton's going to be the main guy in this game. So I do like that. It does kind of remind me of last night. Let's pull up some props for this game, JD. I know Jefe has some props for some other games as well. So we'll finish our prop segment here, and go through everything with Hall of Fame, which, by the way, guys, at the end of the show, we have a fantastic promotion to get you guys a trial and in here. So make sure you take advantage. Look at all the great information that you wouldn't be able to get elsewhere. Fantastic information here in the Hall of Fame app. So let's look at some anytime touchdowns in this specific game. The first one I hate. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not a big Kareem Hunt believer anymore. He's like 397 years old at this point. I mean, I feel like he's had his last stand like 3 times, and he keeps proving me wrong. But there's one guy on this list I absolutely love, and that's Ladd McConkey. Take a look here, JD. 6 out of his last 17 games, he scored a touchdown. That's his rookie season, 35% of the games. And the matchup here, he gets an A- matchup. That's one of the reasons I absolutely love this. Keenan Allen's back for the Chargers as well. Quentin Johnston will be out there. So they have a few weapons that are going to need to be guarded tonight, and I do think Ladd McConkey is going to be able to sneak through and get maybe multiple touchdowns here, JD. Maybe multiple touchdowns.
That would definitely be interesting. But yeah, guys, as you can see here, just going through here, these are those. Is there any more of the NFL props that you want me to go over, or either I can start actually going through like if I'm going to actually throw a few other
I do have
things.
a prop question here from David that is, Alpha, what's my over-under on amount of wings I'm going to take down this weekend? 57.5 is the line he's setting. You can slam that over. You can slam that over, David. If I don't take down 100 wings this weekend, I failed. I have failed. Jefe, what props do you have that we can pull up?
Well, if we're gonna open it up to all games, I have props from other games that I like. Is that what we're gonna do?
Yes.
All right. So let's start off. You just want me to do props, not picks that I have from other games, right?
Correct. Just props.
All right, guys. Let's move over to the Dolphins Colts. There's been a lot of talk about this offseason, right? Tyreek Hill, who, by the way, speaking of breaking news, Tyreek Hill, Devon A-Chain absolutely will be starting as per head coach Mike McDaniels week 1 against the Colts. So there's been a lot of a hoopla, I would say, around Ty Hill, his relationship with the team, his relationship with the quarterback, not being voted a captain. I say none of that shit matters. Give me Tyreek Hill over 71.5 receiving yards. The Colts are not a good, do not have a good secondary back there, and I think this is gonna be a game where neither team has a good secondary. I think you're gonna be seeing some throws, and I think the biggest deep threat on the field for both teams is Tyreek Hill. I think he should get over 71.5 receiving yards.
I like that. And so let's pull up his receiving yards here.
Sorry, guys. Let me. Sorry, guys. Still trying to figure out how to use quite everything. So receiving yards, it was 71.
That's what DraftKings has. I'm not sure what everybody else has.
Here we go. We're getting there now. Okay, well, actually here at actually FanDuel, you can get over 69 and a half yards.
Amazing.
Minus 110.
Let's do it.
And then also, as far as the matchup, as you can see, is an actual B-, which actually means that matchup is good. So that looks like a good pick there.
Hell yeah, I love that play.
That was that's going to be probably one of my absolute favorite ones. Another one that I got, JD, I hate to make you keep doing all this clicking, but we're going over to the Cardinals Saints game, which I think is also not getting spoken about enough for 2 reasons. A, the Saints are absolute dog shit, and B, the Cardinals are a fly under the radar team that I think actually will be better than last year. This is a great spot, and that's the man right there that I'm targeting right there, Trey McBride, anytime touchdown, plus 190. I think the Cardinals are going to run over the Saints. Can I see the Saints also putting up some points on the Cardinals defense? Yes. But I think that Kyler Murray will make it a point to make his favorite target. So I'm going to go with Trey McBride, who did not get a whole lot of touchdowns last year. Did had a whole lot of receptions, got a whole lot of yards in his first game, getting a tutty.
I think this right here shows you a whole lot because, like you just said, he did not get a lot of touchdowns. But actually, look at that price. It is only a plus 190. So I really think the books are definitely telling you
he's got a shot for sure.
Yes.
This is purely matchup based, guys. The Saints are going to be the worst team in the NFL.
Yes.
And they're getting their matched up against a Cardinals team that was just mediocre. But on Sunday, I believe they will look a little bit better than mediocre, in my personal opinion. Last one, fellas, here. Moving over to the Texans-Rams game. This is a game that I'm very interested in. It was down below. You didn't get there yet. Keep going. There it goes.
There it is. Yep. Houston, LA.
People are really down on the Texans. I get it. They had a really rough last year. I don't think CJ Stroud was a flash in the pan. I think he's a good quarterback. I think the Texans are very well coached too, and I think they have a good defense with two really good players in Sting and Will Anderson, amongst others, FYI. This offense is good. Yeah, I know they lost Tank for the year, but I think Nico Collins has solidified himself as a wide receiver one. And I think the Texans, not to get off props, have a real shot in this game, and we'll get into that during best bets, against a Rams team who Matthew Stafford, I don't know how many times he's even thrown a ball this offseason, let alone played
not frequently
contact football. Give me Nico Collins anytime touchdown. If the Texans are going to win this game, it's not going to be behind Nick Chubb's 37-year-old legs.
I'd agree.
It's not going to be Woody Marks going in there as a rookie and helping them out. It's going to be CJ Stroud slinging this ball around to Nico Collins, Dalton Schultz. Add in Christian Kirk's not even playing, so you got it. So then it's all about the rookies, Noel and Higgins, who I think one of them will have a good game, but it's just a toss-up. The only constant I see is Nico Collins.
There we go. I think Nico has a big game. I think he has a big year as well. A lot of people are sleeping on this Texans offense. I think we see a much better CJ Stroud. I think we see a much better Nico Collins. So I like that play a lot.
Sorry to take up so much time, fellas, but
no, you were good, man.
Those are my three favorite props throughout all the games. I full disclosure, I've not looked at Monday yet, but all of the games, including yesterday, tonight, and all of Sunday. Those are my three. Trey McBride anytime, Nico Collins anytime, Ty Hill over, what was it, 69.5?
Yes, 69.5 minus 110.
Yep.
Very good, very good.
Actually, guys, here, just actually like as far as the Hall of Fame site and app here, just wanted to show you just something where as far as the data, we just have more. So if you like go over here to the leaders, you can go by player, you can go by teams. So as far as batters, let's actually look at hits. Who has at least one actually hit in the last 10 games? So as far as actually Nemo, he's actually hit in every single game his last 10. You can get that at minus 200 and actually bet MGM. So that what I would believe would be a great parlay piece.
A hit parlay.
Yes. And then as far as actually like Cody right here below him has hit 9 in the last 10. And you can get that at minus 200 also. So those two, I think like today paired up would actually probably be like good. So you can do this and you can change this for 2+ hits. You can change this for actually like total bases.
It has everything you can think of. Home runs, anything you think of they have.
Literally everything, guys. I know we were trying to show it, but there's just so much to see. But the app is so cool though.
You'll see more of it as we go on. They're proud to sponsor the show. Like we said yesterday, they're an app that we used before we got sponsored by them. We targeted them because we love their product. So we're excited to show you more and more about how we get some of these prop plays from the Hall of Fame app. And at the end of the show, we're going to have a fantastic promotion for you guys to jump in. But JD, I think it's about that time. We get into a little best bets action for today, Friday, September 5th. But it's not just for today. It's covering week 1 of the NFL action. So you ready for me to put up the graphic and dive into a little best bets? And by the way, guys, I hope everybody has a teaser leg. We told the people yesterday, we all need a teaser leg. So I came prepared. I have my teaser leg, and it's a 6-point teaser. So I hope you guys have your legs ready as well.
I misunderstood. I thought we were creating our own. I have my own 2-team teaser I created.
Okay, well, that works too. We'll take one of those teams. You can add it to ours, and then you can use one yourself. But let's get into a little best bets for today, Friday, September 5th. JD, who is Best Bets proudly sponsored by?
We're sponsored by Funded Steak.
That is right. Funded Steak.
So I don't know. Yes. What's Funded Steak, dude? I got all mixed up there.
Funded Steak, guys, is a company where you can take one of their challenges, pass the challenges, and get funded to use their money and make your own sports bets where you get a portion of the revenue. Guys, we're putting in there every single day our top plays. So, JD, let's pull up Funded Stake. And actually, before we do, I do believe we have one of our friends to give them a little message first. So, JD, let's roll it.
FundedStake.io, the ultimate platform for sports traders looking to unlock their potential without risking their own money. We're here to help you transform your sports betting skills into a profitable and sustainable business. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, Funded Stake gives you the tools and capital to scale your success. Here's how it works. 1. Choose your account. Pick an account size that fits your needs, starting from $1,000 all the way up to $50,000. Your journey starts here. 2. Take the challenge. Hit the profit target while sticking to our risk management rules. For example, with a $10,000 account, aim for $3,300 in profit, place a minimum of 25 sports bets, and maintain the required daily and total loss limits. 3. Get funded. Once you pass the challenge, we'll provide the capital for you to trade. You can keep up to 80% of your profits while we take on all the financial risks. At FundedStake.io, you'll benefit from a fully personalized dashboard where you can monitor your trades, track your challenge progress, and place real-time bets on all major sports leagues. Our platform is built for transparency, ease of use, and performance. With FundedStake.io, you can focus on winning and scaling your success while we cover the risks. No financial stress, just growth and profits. FundedStake.io. Bet smarter, scale faster, win bigger.
There you go. JD, let's pull up Funded Stake and show them what our picks of the week are going to be.
Here we go, I believe. Let's get us off the screen so everybody can actually see this better.
There we go.
And yeah, who would like to go first?
Jefe, what do you got?
All right. Am I giving out just my one POD?
Give your one POD and give the people your
Yes.
teaser, and then tell us which leg of the teaser you're putting into the combined teaser.
Okay, sure. I also want to give my dog of the week. I wasn't kidding that.
Yes.
I teased that earlier.
Yes.
Let me know when I should do that. Now?
This would be the time as well for that in
All right.
best bets. Yeah.
I'll go dog of the week first, then I'll give you my teaser, and then last I'll give you my POD.
Okay.
Dog of the week, guys. We just spoke about it. I'm not gonna waste time. Texans money line plus 145. I think it's a little bit. It's perfectly. I think the number's perfect at 3.5. The Rams are a better team than the Texans, but not when Matthew Stafford hasn't literally. I don't know how many snaps does he have possibly taken this offseason. I understand he's a veteran Super Bowl winning quarterback and doesn't need the reps, but your body needs the reps. The man's been just watching. And I think everybody's just not paying enough attention to the Texans because of what happened last year. Once again, the Rams are a better team than the Texans. That's not what I'm arguing here. I just think the Texans will pull one out in week 1. I do like the Rams on defense. I'm very high on Jared Verse on defense, but I think the Texans have a great defense too. And I think as long as Sting can be on Puka, Devontae Adams is not 25 years old anymore. And he's also learning a new offense and also learning a new quarterback who he hasn't had a lot of reps with. Texans on the money line is my dog of the week. Teaser, my 2-team teaser. And I'll tell you which one I'm putting in. My 2-team teaser is a 6-point teaser with the Broncos and the Cardinals. Cardinals down to a -0.5, so a half point, basically a money line. Broncos down to a -2.5 from an 8.5. Broncos are home hosting the Titans. Cam Ward's first ever game will be on
I
the
like
road
both
in
of
Denver.
those.
That's not easy. Cardinals on the road against a pitiful, and I mean pitiful, Saints team. Yes, I know the Saints scored 45 points last year in week 1, and they were 2-0. That ain't this. This is Spencer Rattler, okay, with a new head coach, and then honestly a team that I have no reason to feel this, just are already looking at the offseason and possibly getting traded.
Right.
Kamara's older. Their defense added nobody worth mentioning. And Chris Olave is literally one bad hit away from never playing football again.
Yep.
I'll add Arizona. I'll add Arizona -0.5 point, basically money line as my official pick to be put into the teaser.
Okay.
And then the 2-team teasers, the Broncos and the Cardinals. And then my POD. We somehow have not said one word about this game. Why? Rightfully so. It is a disgusting game. It is the game with the lowest total on the board. And it is the Aaron Rodgerses out of the Pittsburghs going back to face the ex-Aaron Rodgerses out of the New York City.
I like
And
how you worded that.
Let me tell you what happens when Aaron Rodgers plays his ex version. He beats his ex version every single time. In all seriousness, this is a game that has 14-6 written all over it. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is that great. I don't think the DK Metcalf coming in is going to make all big of a difference, but I damn sure think the Steelers defense is going to absolutely shut down whatever the hell the Jets think they
I
have
agree.
going on offense. I'm sorry?
I agree.
Yeah. And that's where this game is going to be won. Justin Fields, even when he was with the Steelers and they started 4-0, they did not put up a lot of points. It was the defense winning the games. That's what's going to happen here, except for the fact that Justin Fields does not have a really good defense he could rely on anymore, in my opinion. That offense, Jalen Ramsey, yeah, he might be older, but he can do what he has to do to keep Garrett Wilson quiet. And there is nobody else even worth me mentioning on that Jets offense. That includes every running back they got, which I think Justin Fields is the best running back they got, by the way.
And they just also lost their best offensive lineman, Elijah Vera Tucker, for the season.
That was thank you, Alpha. That was my last point. They also just lost their best offensive lineman, and it wasn't like he might be their best. No. AVT was their best offensive lineman, and he's out for the year.
Yep.
Give me the Steelers on the money line. This is at minus 150 right now. By the time this kicks off on Sunday, it's already minus 155. I was going to say this is going to get up to 160, 165.
I think it'd be even higher. I think it'd be minus 170 game.
I don't think Alpha. I think you're agreeing with me here. This line has not yet taken into consideration AVT out.
Yes, I agree, 100%.
And this is my favorite play, guys. I mean, it's. I don't have to say anymore.
I love it. JD, my best bet, because you have it right in front of you, is going to be the under in tonight's game, 47.5. I'll make it easy. It's right in front of your face.
Tell us about the teaser, baby.
The teaser, you know who I'm adding. You know who my leg is. Plus 11.5.
You got to be freaking kidding me.
Nope.
You got to be kidding me.
I'm not.
I want out on the teaser. No, I'm joking. They should cover 11.5.
They better fucking cover
Giants,
11.
obviously.
I am talking about the Giants, and I think the Giants are live on the money line. I truthfully do. I'm not willing to bet that, though. But when you take a look at these two teams, I really do not think that the Commanders are that much better than what the current Giants are. Like I said, these two teams split every single year. I am pretty confident that either the Giants will win one at Washington or at home, and both games will be close. Even last year, when the Commanders were significantly better than the Giants, the game came down to a last-second field goal by the Commanders. When the Commanders were a huge favorite, they did not cover, and that was when the Giants lost their kicker, and they were using a backup quarterback to try extra points. It was the most pathetic game I've ever seen. But these games stay close, so give me the Giants plus 11.5 for my teaser leg.
Okay. Well, I'm actually going to go on to my best bet here. If you listen to the show, you should know already that mine is the Ravens. I'm going to take the Ravens on the money line here. It's not but 25,000 on it. It's 2,500. So that is my best bet. I'm going to bring us up on screen because I've been clicking things like a madman.
Let me just tell you guys also, we are getting so many fucking injury updates right now. Like so much vital information. Patriots star cornerback Christian Gonzalez officially rolled out. Thought he was going to play for the Patriots. It's a huge loss. It's a huge
loss. Timeout. I was already a little bit leaning the way of the Raiders in that game. Yeah. Might do a full swerve right into there.
Also, the first-round pick. Let me pull up here exactly what the verbiage is. But Will Campbell, the blindside tackle, is now a true questionable. They thought he was going to play, and he did not practice today. And it's a true questionable. That's two major players.
So, as far as my teaser leg, Jefe, already talked about it. Give me the Broncos as actually mine.
Let's go.
Bring that down to a minus 2.5. I don't mind laying the actual 8.5 points here. I do not think that this game is close.
So here's my worry, guys, and follow me here. Let's go back into the time machine. Let's take us back to week 1 last year. You want to know what this Broncos-Titans game is giving? Literally giving exactly the same situation?
The Bengals game from last year.
Exactly. The rookie quarterback starting for the first time on the road in a not-so-nice place to play. I mean, Cincinnati's whatever. And then some way, somehow ruining everybody. Because, I mean, you look at survivor pools, guys. It's 90%
I was out.
Broncos.
I was out week 1.
No, I'm talking about this year. It's like 90%.
No, I know.
Broncos. But exactly how it was last year. And I was Alpha. I was right there with you. I was screaming, this can't be possible. It's the only reason I'm a little bit worried. But I have to think to myself, Denver, forget about the offense. Denver's defense is really, really, really real.
Yep.
And that is nothing to do with, and that's why I think they'll have it.
I agree. I agree. Back to JD.
Then my dog of the week. I'm not going to go super deep into it because of time reasons. But give me the Seahawks. As a matter of fact, as far as another teaser leg, they are actually plus 2.5. So they are another piece to tease up. But I think the Seahawks could actually win outright here.
There we go. I love it. I think they could win as well.
That's a scary one.
Well, JD,
CMC
we have one more thing.
CMC can't be.
Couldn't agree more. JD, we have one more thing to put on the screen. And this is going to be at the end of every show. So let's put it up here and show everybody the awesome promotions we have for the HOF app and Funded Stake. If you guys like the HOF app, all the different information they provide, right there's a 50% off plus a 7-day free trial code ATB50. Make sure you take advantage of that. It's a fantastic app. Like I said earlier, we've been using this app before we got sponsored from them. That's why we targeted them, because we think they're the best in the business, and they've tremendously helped us, especially in the prop space. And y'all already know about Funded Stake. 20% off any challenge. Promo code MBM20. JD, have anything else to add about the promo screen now?
Yeah, those are great promos, especially from the Hall of Fame app, guys. The fact that they are offering our viewers that I think it's a little crazy. To be able to actually give you all half price plus a 7-day free trial. Take advantage. Just try it out, guys. I promise you. Once you get in the app and just start playing around with it, you're gonna be like, this is awesome, and I love it. So definitely take advantage of that. And if you need links for those, if you're on YouTube, the links are right here below us. If you're on Twitter, they're actually posted there as well. Besides that, we got a little Jabo comment here. I mean, you like see the hat, man. So you actually know.
There we go. We got a little Quinn Priester on the bump today. Minus 140 Brewers. I am on them as well. JD, it's been a great first football show. Jefe, it's been a fantastic first football show. We broke everything down. By the way, I did not give out a dog of the day, but if you guys watched the show for more than 10 seconds, you know my dog of the week is the New York Giants. Gentlemen, it's been an absolute blast. I'm excited to recap how we do this weekend and go over all of these winners. And JD, there's only one person who can get us out of here.
Dog of the week, us standings every week.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, guys, that was a fun show. There was a lot going on, and actually we will be a little bit smoother actually with that.
Yes.
Like as things get actually going here. Today was the first day of trying to throw all of that in. But yeah, guys, fun show. This is going to be a great weekend of football. We have some great college games tomorrow, and obviously a full Monday slate. Do want to remember one thing. We are starting a Monday Night Football live stream starting next week. That is going to be me as the host along with Joe. And then actually we'll be bringing other guests on as the game goes. So definitely remember to tune into that. Yeah, guys, besides that, let's have ourselves a weekend and let's fucking win.
Let's fucking win. Jefe, any parting words for the people before we get the fuck out of here?
Dolphins money line.
I like it. We'll see you guys on Monday. Same time, same place. Peace out, everybody.